So now I'm like, okay, well, I need to like show up over there, ask my questions. See what is happening, so like I can breathe, because I am being left out to nowhere. And I need not only the information, but I also need that support from my group of support people. And to be able to discuss things that are happening in my life with people that I connect with because they know me and should be there for me, just like any other times we have shared different topics of the same level of intensity. Including being arrested in Boise, and then being like, seventh existential crisis, how am I going to get out? I have no idea what the heck happened. I still have no idea about police playing around, and I'm trying to contact a close adult friend, right, a interpreter, Sarah, an interpreter, an American Sign Language interpreter that was hired on to Idaho State University in Meridian, and has been a mentor to like 4 of us, where we meet up at one of their homes, always at home, because she has officially, in technical written terms, verbal terms, have taken on mentorship towards one of our classmates, but has extended her welcome, her as a guest to us, help and guidance and extra words of encouragement and or other resources she can provide, like saying, hey, do you need anything? If you ever are in trouble and need of guidance or assistance, or questioning something that maybe isn't going well and you don't understand because of your age and all this stuff, yeah, contact me. I already have extended myself to Allison Walker, the new Allison, married to Mr. Walker, black guy, with Allison, redhead, white girl. And Sarah, now in our last ages, our last year as fresh young adult minds, but also adult enough to be around and accepted with this Gallaudet graduate at her master's level, and having like some business badass woman you keep to yourself, or I'll keep it super hardcore professional type of person, and opening herself up to us. That means a lot. That means so much, because we're actually learning from like what's supposed to be the source. And now these moments of socializing, connecting is moments of like sharing like an alcoholic drink, or like sharing like weed. And like not just one weekend, pretty often weekends. And then you, Sarah, opening up to us about your life and your family history, and then being like, hey, I like you too, and do you want to go to a birthday thing for me, like with me at a spa place somewhere in Jerome, somewhere in that area? And then, you know, like, there's pictures, because there was an alligator there that they keep over there. And then, you know, we meet up to other places, like a Renaissance fair, and then take pictures there, and then all these other events that we connect and form a relationship. And can you tell that I'm like so tired of being pushed one way, emotionally, existentially, like life literally being something that happens to me that I have to learn from and take in and find a way to make sense in my life, like something that affects me psychologically and emotionally. And the way that I choose to find meaning in. And then later, when something like this happens, right, I'm like, oh my God, who's a responsible one around here that is someone that can tell me what I can do? Like, I don't remember your phone number, right? Like, I had to get that help and with the bill number and all that stuff from like the grace and mercy that some really twigged out older man was able to like comprehend that I needed help, and extended his help to me, and not like was just like I can't socialize with anybody and all that stuff, you know, like grace period there. But then, you know, I like understand that, right? But then I'm like, I don't understand the law. I don't understand what happened, and I'm looking for guidance because you, as a professional person with a background and years working over there in Washington D.C. area, you know, the professional like brickheads, and you telling us about those experiences, and then you being like, yeah, I know a little bit of everything fairly well. So me being like, okay, so like I'm gonna like take my one flag here and be like, yellow flag, I need help. No, instead, you shut me off instantly, say, I can't help you, and that's it. That's it. She's like, no matter what you message me or contact me and ask, I have no reason to understand. So then, you know, I'm left in shock, because I'm like, I need help, and because I told you what happened about me getting arrested in Boise, and me literally not knowing the reason, and I'm trying to say things out loud so that it can be understood and made sense of. Before I get there, you're telling me that I'm not worth your time, and you're telling me that what you have promised me and some of the other ones including the best friend, Allison Walker, that is such your best friend that you literally bought your house in research close to her neighborhood. So think about that, like I am a little older than I was before, but if you compare the videos and compare how I look and compare all that stuff, you, Sarah, can understand that you were getting that question from a chickling, from someone naive, from someone that still was new to life and the things that were happening outside of the educational building. And you dropped me cold. And still kept your best friend, Allison Walker. And all those were professional decisions made by you, Sarah. And you really thought that years would go by and me being the tolerant, patient one compared to all the other classmates, that I would just forget about what I went through as if my life didn't matter. And are you still so disappointed in me that your inner head is collecting collateral damage, just like you explained to me about the higher ups in Idaho State University in Pocatello with the educational interpreting team and directory staff, and how they are backstabbing people, and then you get angry because I'm years in and that still affects me today. The fact that I'm not crying in front of this camera is a big step, and you hoped that me healing from that was to keep my mouth shut and my emotions kept in responsible adult reactions, because now I'm older and are you going to be a part of like those like staffed people in the interpreting education area here in Idaho that are going to be like, you are behaving crazy, because when we met you, you were patient and tolerant and literally just took advice and the rules and just committed to those things and didn't say much. That's why we opened up ourselves to certain sticky lines. And then, you understood because you're a reasonable, logical person who's capable, and you understand that some things are just not fair to us. But then, naive me, who doesn't understand exactly the details that you're explaining or handing over to me, I'm like, okay, so I'm being an outlet for you to vent and all this stuff, and for me to understand and maybe like take a little bit of from your self-advocacy, and then later on say, oh, no, you're on your own. I don't know what to say. Actually, I do. Yeah, I can't help you there. And it would be best if you don't call me or message me after this. And then left it at that. And then you're still on Facebook. You're still making those connections with the other classmates. You're still the older professional adult with the upcoming career in Idaho, taking the best jobs that are at your level. You are that career person. And guess what? You think I'm fucking stupid that me talking openly about your career is enough to make myself feel consciously incorrect and wrong, and you wanting me to shut up? Because it could be career life a problem because you've never gotten in trouble, and my experience getting arrested unfairly and all this stuff that is part of the interpreting part of your self-advocacy of justice and all those things. It doesn't apply to me, apparently. And the best that I can offer is keeping my mouth shut. And as a priority, I'm not enough. That does not seem fair, Sarah. It does not feel fair. It does not look fair. You don't know how many times I had to think in paranoia. Me opening up about these things, how much of a threat you left me in. To not open up about things like hanging out at Allison's and Landon's and drinking and weed smoking. Don't worry, I've already done my time in jail. Don't worry, I already did my time in community service and fees paid. And so I already did my part. It kind of works like that, Sarah. Me putting your success as a priority and importance higher than mine for years, and then someone like you probably wishing, hoping, promising to however many the good times and loving, respected times between you and me or some other people, classmates. That we should think about being better people to each other and showing respect and forgetting that those decisions are big decisions, like closing yourself off to me and then wanting me to keep quiet about the substance abuse or the substance intake and the amount of time hung out together compared to the other half of the class, the classmates there. And the unfair level of friendship to some of those people that hung out together, like probably Evan and I, unless I might not have hung out as much. So you've got Evan and I, and you got your best friend Allison, and really close in adoration to Daisy. And obviously Landon's always there, just like you, and your promise to your word. And a high level of influence about career, educative, and social life decisions and perspective and success rate, and the other time being spent with social connection between all of us, picking a movie that is out at that time, or an older nostalgic movie that we can all share in connection and filling up with a feeling of friendship and open to speak our minds and speak our perspective and speak, to discuss and to learn and to judge and to perceive. And the night with, we had fun. We had fun, and we had our laughs, and we connected, and we had a good time. I'm not discounting those memories. I'm not discounting all those decisions. I mean, I was still on a student's pay with a part-time job, but I still brought dessert. I didn't just show up and take pizza slices.